Right there, viewers, welcome back to Are We There Yet? The Clyde journey continues for now. And we said we were going to come back for the Brecon game, the final game of the season. As it turned out, there was very little point. As you'll see on your screen, Dundee United cruised it, 81 points to our 62. We fell off. You basically saw the last time we won. A 4-1 win over Forfar was the last time out. Other than that, we've managed a 6-4 win, of course, away at Arbroath. But other than that, it's been pretty dog. Were crushed by Dundee United, losing to Stranraer, Montrose, Alloa, draw 0-0 with Airdrie, 1-0 defeat to Livingston, who we face in these very good playoffs, and then Brecon City on the last game, or Brecon City, 1-3. You'll notice as well that a lot of those games are at home as well. We've lost 3 in 3 at home, so we haven't even got that to cling on to. But it is Livingston in the playoffs for now, and then fortunately that is the second leg at home, so at least we might not be completely out of the tie by the time we take it back to the Broadwood. What I thought I'd do, though, instead of breaking this up in episodes and things like that, we're just going to basically do this sort of live. The whole thing. We're going to. If the video's really short, then you'll know that we probably went out to Livingston. If it's a bit longer, then you know we probably made it through to the final to play either what are we looking at here? Probably Arbroath or Wraith. Not probably, definitely. Badges have been updated, so that is apparently Arbroath's new crest. Wow, busy. That's a very interesting shade of blue. So I don't know if that's a bug in my patch, but yeah. There it is. So, patches are in. Brilliant. Let's get going, shall we? Let's see what we've got. So, yeah, inconsistent. I mean, that's generous, isn't it? I'd say theirs is slightly inconsistent. Ours is bloody awful. Excuse my terrible French. We need to make one change, and it is Daknovitz, who's unavailable. We'll bring Robert Fleck in. Or rather, fitness issue will prevent Bazza from playing. I think what we'll do is we'll go with Ronnie Davidson. We could put Ross Davidson instead of Ronnie Fox for this game. And other than that, that's probably the team we'll go with. We've struggled of late. I don't mind admitting it. We've actually dropped Sean Burns. Do we put him back in? He is the man who's led us the majority of the season on that left flank. I think we probably do. There is no striker on the bench because if McCluskey's not going to do it, no one is. So it may as well be Sandy as he sees out his final few days with the club. Hopefully, he's got a few more games, a few more things to offer to make sure that we get out of this division. Otherwise, it'll be nearly from Sandy. I think we've had a great season. Really do. And it's interesting as well. This is obviously our third season. First season, we had a promotion playoff. Second season, a relegation playoff. And this season, the third season, another promotion playoff. So you can't say that we don't provide excitement at the Broadwood. We are certainly a team that challenges in one respect or another. Well, let's crack on, shall we? There we go. So, who knows what could happen? Livingston are a tough nut to crack. Could be good, could be bad, couldn't it? Ms. McCluskey, early doors, nothing's expected, and that is nothing. Certainly is nothing. 10 minutes play, Sean Burns over this free kick. He goes along the ground to Ferguson, who's worked his way back into the team because of injuries and form issues to Loudon. That's a long ball, though, and nothing comes of that one. McKendry's there to gather, gives it back to Burns, who's tackled well. And we may have turned a promising free kick opportunity into our own undoing. Oh, that's a long ball. Yep, we're going to face not a counter because it's been too slow, an attack. That's that long ball down the channel. We close in, we don't get there, and a goal for Livingston. Robert McCausland in the 12th minute of the game. Not really a goal that we should be conceding, but a goal that we see all too often. That long, not even a really diagonal ball, but that just long ball in between the fullback and the centre half. Something we probably need to adjust. You can see there, McKendry, or is it McKendry at that side? It is. He doesn't really get across, and our the covering defenders just sort of run past the ball. Blair, maybe he could have come out and narrowed the angle just a little bit quicker. Decided not to and paid the penalty. 1-0 after 12 minutes. We need to be better than this. Saunders over a throw-in now. He gets the ball back. He has an opportunity to work across. He gives it to Turner. Ross on the edge of the D. Tackled there by Marsh, and we can bring it away, can we? McCluskey goes out right to Fergie. Ferguson, he's got a lot of space to run into, and he needs to do just that. He goes, though. Fleck is in, and that's a terrible finish. You almost want that Fleck to McCluskey and the McCluskey finish. But no, it was Fleck taking the finish on, and he missed. And that's the difference. We've had a clear-cut opportunities ourselves, and we failed to put it away. Fleck just not quite the calibre. Nearly 39 minutes played. We have a throw-in on the far side. We work it back out to Wilson, whose loose touch allows Ross to close down the pass, and away they come again. A long diagonal, but this time Marsh cuts it out. Fleck sends Burns down the left side. Space and time. McCluskey, that's how you finish. We have a goal. McCluskey gets the goal from Sean Burns' cross. 30 goals now this season. Wow. Burns down this left side then. Brings it down. I thought he'd waited too long to cross. I was just half expecting this to deflect back for another chance for Livingston, but no, McCluskey's there. Keeper McCallum can do nothing about that one, and we take a goal there and equalise on the night. And as long as we're in the game, we have a chance. We've done well in playoffs, I would say that. Even though our form coming into this is pretty awful, we do well in the playoffs. We've turned up at playoff games when they've mattered. So if we can get promoted, good lord. We aren't going to be keeping Sandy regardless. But at least maybe we can sign off this season with a positive note, if it needed to be any more positive, really. Because second place, hey? I mean, I think it's a bit of a fluke. I don't think we'll be finishing second place if we ran the season again. Straight from the kickoff in the second half, a free kick for Livingston, and it's headed just over the crossbar. That was a warning shot, certainly. Livingston threatening early on. So nearly at the hour mark then. Ferguson's not really had a good game. I think we do bring on Murray Loudon to take up his usual position on that right side. You can see Sean Wilson's not having a great game. We could bring Linton on. I think we will, just because Sean Wilson occasionally has bad games where he's out of his depth. But I think it's important that we do bring him into the fold. But Linton comes on. And that's we tried the diagonal ourselves and it doesn't really work. And now Jacobs has a chance to go up against Linton. And he goes straight past him. Turner into field to Ross. Was McCausland offside? Yes, he was. I thought he was a bit over the shoulder there. It won't count. It stays 1-1. Corner ball then. Sean Burns. 75 minutes played. Fleck finds space, does he? And it's in. It's looped in off the goalkeeper. Robert Fleck takes the credit. Certainly his goal, but goalkeeping questionable from McCallum. Not too sure what he did with this. It didn't look like a difficult strike to handle, but he made it all sorts of difficult with his, I don't know, Duckham's gloves on. Here's Fleck, turns, very slowly turns, and, McCallum sort of volleyballs it into the back of the net, and then dives after it when it's gone well beyond him. It's unorthodox, and I don't think it's going to win many goalkeeping awards. McCallum almost gifting us a goal there. You'd expect him to do better with that. 2-1 then, at 5 or so minutes to play. Goal kick towards McCausland, who's played well. Burns, though, wins it. McCluskey snatches the ball away from the defence and looks for support in the shape of Loudon. What can he do? Fleck, the goal scorer, of course. Linton to Burns to McCluskey. Goes back out left to Burns. Fleck's in again. Terrible strike, although you never know with McCallum. It was a good move, though. Fleck's had a couple of gilt-edged chances, so he could have had a hat-trick today, really. But he's managed the one goal, and we're grateful for that, of course, given the form we've been in. And we actually secure what appears to be a win on the night at Livingston, which is great for us, considering the form we've been on. I'd have thought we'd lost this. I was a bit concerned that we might go into the next game 2-3 goals behind. So it certainly does gives us hope as we head into what might be a playoff final. Maybe counting chickens before they've certainly even been hatched. But yeah. So we're staying live. A bit of a press conference. You've done them. You've seen them. There we go. That was good. So I think we just need to rest the players a little bit. Still got to me that Sandy McCluskey's got the old transfer notification next to his name. But let's just rest the lads for a couple of days, shall we? There's been a lot of games thick and fast. But that's our first win in a good while. We're still looking for our first home win in what will be it's 2.5 months by the time we kick off on Saturday afternoon, or Saturday evening, rather. How did the other playoff semi-final go? Of course, it's important that we keep an eye on that. So Wraith, the championship club, take an advantage over who was it? Arbroath. It's all the THs in Scotland. That's what you love. You can see the other teams clashing for playoffs in the other games. Brechin, I always get that wrong. Queen's Park, I don't get that one wrong. Stirling Albion and Peter. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I think I'm not getting it wrong. You have to tell me if I am. Well, it's difficult to say Queen's Park wrong. It's just Queen's Park Rangers without the Rangers bit, isn't it? That's Livingston. I mean, it was clearly offside. You know, he was unwilling to risk being reprimanded. Of course, he was, because there was nothing. I mean, I called it immediately. So don't waste our time. Don't waste our time and your time. That was a morale boosting win, certainly, as well, because, you know, when you're on this kind of run, and let's face it, this season, although it's been a great season, has been a season of blocks. It's been a season of good, and then not so good, and then really bad, and then really good, and then downright awful. So hopefully we can finish with a really good block like we've done in the last few seasons. And, you know, this could well be not just Sandy McCluskey's final games with the club, but also my final games with the club. Great times with Clyde, but realistically, this is a journey. This is a journey, and we're not there yet, are we? Are we there yet? We want titles, Champions Leagues, even Manager of the Years and things like that. We're not going to get them at Clyde, so, you know, we have to consider our future. Yes, Hibs, obviously where Sandy McCluskey is going. We had the interview. They wanted us to play defensive football. Now, I can promise a lot of things to make sure I get jobs in terms of, you know, just barefaced lies. But I'm not going to promise to do defensive football because, you know, I'm not Tony Pulis. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to play direct. We're not going to play defensive. I mean, we're not going to play well in some games, but we're going to be true to the ideals, sort of hold Clyde into the upper reaches, the upper echelons of the lower leagues of Scotland, and we're going to stick with that. Whether that means we don't get the Hibs job, which we didn't. So Sandy McCluskey goes with our best wishes, and he can look forward to playing defensive football as a striker. Good luck to him. Good luck to Sandy. Bad luck to Hibs for making a wrong decision with a manager that's got a pro licence. If that's what they want, then, you know, I'm never going to get a job, am I? So it's second leg day then. What do we do? Do we make any change? You can see the squad is almost approaching what you call full fitness. I think we bring Bazza in to take Ronnie Fox's place on the bench. The only question really is, do we stick with Ferguson on the right flank? I don't think we do. I think we put Muzza back out there. Murray Loudon takes his place back on the right wing. And that's pretty much, with the exception of Datnovitz, how we've lined up for this entire season. Have we been carried by one man? Yes. Yes is the word. So let's hope we can do the business and secure our passage through in this second leg. That could be a completely different team. McCausland obviously scored. I mean, he's a new player, isn't he? He looks okay. He's not quite up to Sandy standards, is he? But he looks okay. 7 goals this season. Sandy's got 30, so not that I'm bragging, but I did that. The first leg means nothing now. I mean, that is true. It doesn't mean nothing, but it's important that we sort of ignore it. We want to win this game, and then we win the game, don't we? So, you know, logic. Here's MacArthur from the kickoff. Marsh. Stokes, look at the boy. We moved the ball. Loudon. Davidson, with all the time in the world, he could just stroll through, pick a shot, and score a goal. No, we're not going to get that. We made it 2 minutes, not bad. Here's a long ball. We've let the player go, and that's a cross, and that's in the back of the net. Is it? No, it's cleared off the line. Saved well by Curry, and then flicked away by Marsh. Early warnings, though. And another warning. It's cleared off the line again. So really, we cleared the ball off the line twice there. We need to be... And Ross skips past his man. Hilson is tackled, is he? I thought the game had stopped then for some sort of weird penalty decision. I was about to kick off. Which is apparently what my lads have not yet done. Stoke, can we get it going? We need if we get an early goal, we could walk away with this. Livingston heads could drop. Loudon, McCluskey's a little bit offside, is he? Fleck is there. Robbie Fleck gets his second goal in 2 playoff games, and inside 7 minutes, despite the concerning start, alarming signs very early on, we take a goal lead on the night and make it 3-1 on aggregate. Stokesy there finds Loudon. I was a bit concerned that the ball was going to go into McCluskey. He's consistently offside, but maybe it's just distracting the defence. McCallum does his usual Duckham's best in goal, and Fleck punch in the air as he celebrates another goal for the club. He's not too bad in this attacking mid-roll. Who needs Datnovitz? I mean, it's very early. Things could still go wrong. We could be heading for a playoff final, though, again. Headed away, though, a corner here's back out to Walters, not Walters, Walters, and McCausland's caused us problems in both legs, and he gets another goal. It makes it 1-1 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate. We don't deal with the corner as we should do. The second ball is the one that's the problem. We do deal with the first one. McCluskey heads probably not where you want it to, back out to the taker. I mean, he's on the charge to close it down, but he does not get there. And then the flick on from Turner, McCausland gets in between three defenders, and he certainly put that header well beyond Blair Curry. No problem with that. We're nearly into the 20th minute. Possession-wise, we're absolutely bossing it, 60-odd%. So we've got no problem in looking after the ball. It's just, I think we concede the ball in bad areas. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a corner. As Loudon picks up a knock, he'll come off. It will be Ferguson taking his place from the bench. Ferguson's come in. He's not at the standard, as a lot of the players aren't. They're just not at the standard. And the squad needs an overhaul, regardless of what division it's in. We've done things probably a little bit too slowly. But we are getting there in terms of the squad. But we need to do a lot more, don't we? Here's McCluskey, and that's away. That was almost a complete mess up between MacArthur and Marsh, but we get away with it. Ferguson comes all the way inside and goes out left to Burns. What can he do? He goes to Wilson. He could find Burns down this overlap. Brilliant. And Flex there again. And right on the stroke of half-time, we restore our 2-goal advantage. Robbie Fleck, another goal for him. It was a lovely bit of interplay between Wilson and Burns. You can see here, Burns picks it up and you think, well, he's a little bit isolated in terms of what he can do. He's going to have to go back. And he does go back, but then he doesn't stand on his haunches. He makes the run. Wilson finds that gap and puts the ball into a perfect area. No control needed. And Fleck, that's a great finish from the boy. It's a lovely cross and a lovelier finish from Robbie Fleck. He's been a good signing for us, on loan, I believe, from Glasgow with Rangers. So maybe he's got a future, maybe he hasn't. Maybe he's a player we pick up if we don't have the funds, and they're quite happy to let him go cheap. Hopefully they don't want like 40 million or something for him, which, right, so let's tell the boys to keep focused. That concerns Fleck, apparently, but we don't bother about that. Well, I mean, there's nothing we could do about it. Anyway, we could have tried to rescue the situation, but I don't think it would have done anything. He was already feeling the burn. Not even 5 minutes into the second half, there is that Walters again. I can't say that. Quitongo. Turner. McKendry wins the ball ahead of McCausland, but they get it back, and they keep getting it back, but that's a shot over the bar. Would have been better to just loop that a little bit and put a bit of swerve on it, maybe, to get the cross and hope for a body to just stab in. But no, it's gone over the crossbar, and we survive another Livingston attack. I mean, let's remember on the hour mark, this is Livingston, of course, relegated from the upper division last time out, as far as I don't think we played them last year. So it's to even be beating them over 2 legs at any stage in the contest. I mean, we've got 15 minutes to go. We're well in the driving seat. It's an achievement for Clyde. We survived last season in the relegation playoff, and we only survived to make that playoff in the final day. We'll bring on Malcolm Moore, and we're going to bring on Linton as well. It's worth saying that McCluskey's had an awful game. I don't think he's done anything wrong. I don't think he's missed any chances, so I don't know why he's got a 6.2. Okay. But yeah, happy days for Clyde fans everywhere, because it looks like we are going through to a third playoff final. This will be the second promotion one in as many years, and that's excitement for fans, isn't it? Nearly 2,500 supporters in the ground today. That's good for us. It's nowhere near full, but it's good levels. Cross to the back stick, off the post. It wouldn't have mattered really, because it would have just closed the gap. But it wouldn't matter to set up just a nervy last 30 seconds. And 10 seconds to go. It's unlikely that Livingston are going to manage to score twice, unless the referee is feeling a very generous move with his time board. Stokesy here, goes to Davidson. Graham picks it up though. Goes out right. And that is time. 2-1 winners on the night. That's 4-2 on aggregate to Clyde. That was really special. No one did give us a chance, including me, given the form we've been in. It's weird though, isn't it? How you can just get yourselves up for these games. I don't know if it is like this in real football, whereby a team just sort of, maybe it's a case of, we can win the title. No, we can't. No, we can't. No, we can't. No, we can't. Oh, we can get promoted. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And then we play Wraith. So, how have Wraith done? Obviously, they're in the Championship, far bigger side than ours. Obviously, not had a good season. But, I mean, it takes a while to find the league table now. Wraith, 39 points. Not too... I mean, they finished the season with a bit of a bang, didn't they? You know, a few wins there. They were trying to get out of it. You know, they've only lost once. They've had pretty much the opposite of us. They've only lost once in the league since March. So, I mean, they've kept a lot of clean sheets as well. They've kept 4 clean sheets in the last 5 games, albeit 2 of those were against Arbroath. So it's going to be difficult. It's probably going to be too much, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see. Murray Ladden's got a tight Achilles. That's not great for him. We'll just rest the rest of the lads for a couple of days, just with the idea of staying fit for the playoff final. Again, second leg is at home, so you know if we can stay in that first leg, Starks Park is the arena. I think we played Wraith before, have we? Let's have a quick look at the past meetings. 4 times. Of course, they went up last year, did they? Yeah, I mean, there's some pretty awful results in there. Yeah, we played them last year in the 18-19 season. 1 draw to our credit, and then 4 pretty horrendous defeats. You can see if we record either of those 2 away defeats, 3-0 or 5-2, I'm not going to be optimistic heading into that home leg, if I'm honest. Hopefully we can keep it within 1 if we are to lose. So the change we have to make then for the game, it's finals day. Well, first leg finals day. Murray Ladden takes place on the bench. He's not quite fit enough to start this game, I don't think so. In comes Scotty Ferguson. You know, Wraith obviously a lot better than us. Last year's promoted side, maybe champions. They play this weird 4-3-3 system. Probably a lot better than we are. It's, you know, it is tough. It is very tough for us. I think we'll tell them to get revenge, even though a lot of the players weren't here when that happened. And fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. That's not a great pre-match, is it? Fingers crossed. But, I mean, that is what it is. They've done their homework, that long diagonal. And I think they're probably overloaders. Look at how their 3 strikers are occupying our defenders. But, you know, I'm not a tactical genius, so I'm not going to be able to correct that. And I thought maybe McCluskey was going to snatch in. You can see there, if they'd won that header, they were straight in. And that long diagonal out to Aitchison, and they are in. Skips past Wilson, and an early goal, is it? No. An early chance, but it still might come. Crossed in, Johnston headed over the crossbar. What an opening minute. 20 minutes played, then nothing's happened. Leon, just over, well, just wide. Flicked on, anyone could have put that in, including our own players in white. You can see David Marsh is struggling for a bit of fitness, down to 75% in just half an hour, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Stokesy goes into the book as well. So a couple of issues, not really creating anything. We've had good possession, 59% to 41. Obviously that makes 100, but 59% is not bad. That's a bit of a short ball. This is where we get caught out, when we've got players out of position. We've got 2-on-1 in the middle. Johnston should have done better. That's when we lose the ball of our own volition. Wow, it's early days early in the morning for words like that. Wow, what a name. In fact, another good name. Here we go. Davidson. Yes, he's abandoned all hope. Gives it to straight away, and that's that diagonal ball we cannot deal with at all. I don't know if it's pace or just intelligence or just good play against us, really, but that diagonal ball kills us every time. Well, it doesn't help when Davidson just presents them with the ball in the centre circle. Looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half-time, and really we don't have ourselves to thank for that. We have the poor finishing and questionable decision-making of the Wraith strike force to thank. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased, because it has not been a good half in terms of anything other than possession. I don't know how we've managed to keep... I mean, we've probably 75% pass completion. Race 65. It looks worse for us for where we're seeing, but maybe we're just keeping the ball in safe areas. We win the ball there, Fleck, but we lose out. 3 players went charging after the one man. This is a goal, isn't it? That's just wide. No one's hit the target yet, you can see, but the chances are starting to come for Wraith, if they weren't already. We need to be looking after the ball better in their half. Fleck, though. Burnsy's in. Oh, was that at the post, was it? No. Leave it at the post, apparently. Don't remember that. Good save on the near post from McCrory. That's our first notable chance, our first shot on target, the first shot on target in the game. It fell to Burnsy. Shame it wasn't McCluskey. I think McCluskey's a better player than, well, the entire pitch. So... yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. 20 minutes to go. Stokes is nearly dead, but, you know, this is okay. We'll get McLean on. He's not very good or fit, but we don't really have another choice. I think we'll get Ferguson off for Loudon, and we'll probably bring on Malky Moore for Burns, just because Malcolm Moore, it seems to he occasionally pops up with a goal, and I fully expect Race to score late doors and get the goal that they're probably justifying. There it is, and it's Reagan Hendry who gets the goal. His first goal for the club, of course. Their first shot on target, their first goal. I mean, they certainly deserve something. That's given how close they've come with a lot of these efforts. We don't even challenge either. I mean, that's handball, referee. Good lord. Blair probably could have done better with that, in fairness. But it looked like to me like Aitchison brought that down on his arm. Where's the VAR? Do they have VAR in Scotland's Championship relegation promotion playoff? No, apparently not. Hopefully it does not get worse with 5 minutes to play, but it could well do. Look at the way they swarm the ball. We've not really been in the game as an attacking unit. And McLean, he managed to hold off his man there. MacArthur goes long towards McCluskey, who's got it all to do and more. But can he do it? He's done superb work down that right flank. And we don't come away with it. But we do with Sean Wilson. A loose touch, though. And Sean Wilson, yet again, his first touch control is poor. He had to bring that down, and it's a decent finish. But Sean Wilson has cost us a goal there. Awful bit of control play on the edge of their penalty area, allowing their man to close down when he had a lot of time. You can see that how far away you let the ball. And he didn't really try and get back into it. Very disappointing to see. That's why sometimes I think Linton's not as good a player, but if Wilson's going to dilly-dally like that, or be so poor. And then we're just so overloaded on this far side, and that's a better strike than they've managed. They have a 2-goal lead now. That makes it a big uphill task. I mean, they've scored 2 out of 2 shots on target. You've got to be honest, hopefully it's not 3. If it is the 3 that we might have alluded to, then it really is a case of I don't see us. And here it is on the overload. Just wide, about a mile wide. But we've allowed the game to slip away from us late doors. It's turned out to be an even affair in terms of chances, but really, Wraith. Oh, I thought they were going to snatch one again, but they still might. No, we managed to recover well. Yeah, that was pretty poor from us. I think we need to be a lot better. Sean Wilson especially needs to work on that ability to control the ball. His place now is in my mind, thinking we have to start Linton in that next game. Poor finishing indeed, but really we didn't. It wasn't I mean, you're welcome to have him, Danny Lennon. I'll have your job. So we rest up, and we've got to do better than that. I mean, obviously we've got to do better than that. It might be the first playoff game that we actually lose. We'll rest up for a couple of days. In fact, should we rest up for the entire break? No, I think we do need a day's training in there just to get us through. Maybe we should have switched over to fitness training for this last week or two, but, well, it's too late now. 1 day of fitness training is not really going to help anything. It's tough when you're on a hiding to nothing now. It's tough to know what to do or what to say to G up the lads. Oh, and that's a suspension. I mean, you'd think the cards would be wiped going into playoffs, but never mind. They apply. Actually, the ban starts well after we might finish. So yeah, it doesn't actually affect them. It just affects them for next season. Don't care. I still think it's a good achievement. Playoffs for 3rd consecutive year, although last year's a relegation, but 2 out of 3 years to be getting into promotion playoffs in different divisions with a club like Clyde. Yes, okay, they're a bigger club than they should be in League 2, but in League 1, where we've had to stabilise and the players that we've had to swap out with no money, and the fact that we're now losing McCluskey, that's probably the biggest challenge. So lucky to get him, obviously, in the first ever intake day. We've not come close to that kind of quality since. So it really is, it's a big job. It's a big job this summer, and that it only gets bigger if we. It's a big if now. If we get promoted, publicly, I think we can. Privately, no, I don't. I think Wraith will take the game away from us. I think they'll score early in this second leg and just run away with the game, and that's the quality. They were better than us. By a good margin, and they look to be better than us again this year. Although we may maybe close the gap. That's a 2-0 defeat when we had chances late-ish to go ahead, and only really conceded due to overloading a little bit with poor control from Wilson. Still annoys me, that does. Why you'd let a ball get that far ahead of you and not make really any attempt to recover. Seems odd. We brought this lad in actually in the window. He's not been able to play because he hasn't got a work permit. But Bernardo Rosa, former West Ham trainee, has come into the side. I mean, we've got a bit of Brazilian flair, mixing it up in the academy side. If he gets a permit by God knows how, he's not going to play for Brazil, is he? But he's okay. He's probably better than what we've got up front, which is a bit sad that we can't place him. I'm always interested in chasing a Potter as a Stoke fan, so yeah, we'll do that deal. It'd be interesting to see how much money we get next year as well. Again, regardless of what division, I don't imagine it'll be too different, regardless, because we're a small club and we will always remain a small club. I think what we do is we bring Loudon back in. Ferguson is okay, but he's not as good. We can't play Datnovic, of course. Datnovic's still injured. He picked up a fractured toe during one of the many, many defeats towards the end of the season. We have to try and, we have to hope. We'll keep Wilson in. It's good experience for the boy apart from anything else. But you see that, they've actually got a fair few new gens, I suppose you'd call them, including Schenkerveld, Hegarty and Manson. So they've got a bit of a core of new blood in the side. We've got nothing to lose here. Let's show everyone. It didn't really. It worked okay. The defenders liked it. So, those are the ones. If they keep it tight, then we only need to nick 3 to win. So, I can't see us winning by 3. But you never know. If we score now, first goal winner. That's what I'm saying. McCluskey, all to do. Oh, I thought they were going to completely hash it up and McCluskey was just going to have an empty net to tap into. As it is, they've figured us out and gone with diagonal. No, Marsh is there though. Curry in our goal. Picks it up wearing all yellow today like Banana Man. McKendry, what a player. Dylan McKendry, don't mess up, son. He's one of the defenders who I don't feel has messed up since, at this level you see a lot of reliable old crap. But McKendry doesn't seem to, this is good play. And that's a bit lucky. Murray Loudon's in. Goes to our winner. Let's hope so. Five minutes into the game. Murray Loudon with the goal. We'll take the run of the ball there. A bit fortunate the way it broke to him. An assist by Fleck. Not so sure about that. But it was a good move nonetheless, starting it off. McCluskey involved as always. Burns on this left side. He crossed the ball infield to Fleck, who, it was going well wide. And then used the head. Played the cannon. And Loudon obliges by tapping into effectively an open net after the goalkeeper had come out. So we have an early lead over Wraith. And suddenly, we have 85 minutes now to score 2 more, and that's easily done. It's not as uphill as it seemed, although they could easily just close the door. So, let's hope. Ooh, we're inside 14 minutes, a goal kick gone long now. This is where Wilson is not so good. Well, it's clear that I'm not overly convinced with Wilson, isn't it? Given that I don't rate him in attack or defence. McCluskey racing away, and not his best work. Puts it wide of the post. Probably tried to put too much on it. This could well be his last game for the club. In fact, it is his last game for the club. So, you never know. We might get him back on loan. Although I doubt it. They'll probably see him as a first choice, even though they'll never play him. Curry out of goal to Wilson, who finds McKendry, who goes a little bit wayward. Burns, though, I thought he had a runner there. He didn't look for him. Stokes does find Loudon, who comes in field to Davidson, but it's a wayward pass. And this is, again, makers of our own downfall. Crossed in. They score a goal, again, of our own stupidity. Maybe it's Davidson not being very good, although it's claiming it was Loudon's poor pass. And they restore that 2-goal advantage. It was a pass behind all of our central midfield players. Very irritating as Aitchison brings it down this left side. You can tell in my voice that I'm deflated. I'm sure our crowd is the same. The cross went in, the tackle went in from Stokes a little bit early, and Billy King got the strike on goal. We'll skip away from what remains of that celebration. I think we've not been very good actually. This looks like we're not going to be able to get 3 victories in playoff finals on the bounce. Not for the want of trying though. I think we've tried our very level best, but we've just come up against a better opponent, and that can happen. I think they just play a system that beats me. I think they overload and they do work those crossfield balls pretty well. Curry, though, claimed that one. And he'll normally go out to one of the defenders. Stokes, MacArthur, finds Davidson, who's again at fault, in my opinion. I don't like the fact that it blames Loudon. I think Davidson should have recovered that pass He was behind him a little bit, yes, but he should have got to that one for the equaliser tonight. But that one was definitely on him. Ross Davidson showing why he's been out of the team and will still be out of the team if Datnovitz was available. And they continue to press. Templeton on this right side, a player I tried to sign for us. Wouldn't even look at us. There was a poor League One / League Two outfit back in the day. Parrish takes the goal kick, goes long. McKendry wins that one. McKendry's probably a League One player. Fleck, can he find a man? No, that's pretty poor again. Loudon seems to be involved in I know he scored, but everything that's going wrong, Loudon's there. If Davidson's not doing it badly, Loudon seems to be equally poor. Wilson finds Burns though. Can he work an opening? Is there a penalty? No, Davidson flicks it back on. Loudon's free. Fleck, what is happening? Davidson, what a player, what a man. Ross Davidson, I've always said it, 25-yarder from the man. He digs himself out of a very big hole as he was about to receive the hairdryer treatment like no other player ever has. And he delivers an absolute delightful strike and sets up what could be a very exciting, intense second half. You can see that 3-on-1. Burns just lays it back and Davidson leathers one beyond the goalkeeper. Stroke of half-time. Gives us hope, but not much more. We need to be better in this second half that's upcoming if we want to try and worry Wraith to knock them out of this tie and secure their place in the championship. I think we have to tell them, show me something else. I know that's going to confuse and demotivate, stress a couple of players, but really we can't be dilly-dallying around. We've got 45 minutes to secure. I mean, yeah, ridiculous promotion, don't get me wrong, but a promotion. Or we stay in League One. Do we want to be in League One or do we want to be in the Championship? There's probably no real difference in terms of who you play, in terms of quality, but, you know, as a club, we've got to move on. Come on, Clyde. Work the magic. This highlight's continuing as a useless pass goes in. MacArthur, though, recovers well. Struan MacArthur, out right now to Loudon. If we score now, McCluskey, what's he doing? Loudon gets another chance. Oh, Sean Burns pops up, and it's 3-1 on the night, and suddenly, a 5-minute double salt. We've just sat in the dressing room for 15 minutes game. Jesus. We've levelled it up. I don't even know if away goals count, but I mean, God knows what happens here. McCluskey, though, never gives it up, and allows the tackle. That's what I'm saying that is. Lets the ball run. Could have been offside if he touched it, and Burns just taps in. He had everyone to beat from all of a yard, and we have a foothold, certainly, for this second half now. We have the entire second half to score one, and from nowhere, and pretty poor play in a lot of respects. Fleck picks up an injury. What has he got there? It's a potential foot injury. We're going to keep an eye on that condition level and just see. I mean, it's going up. We're going to leave him out there at the moment because our options are limited in that regard. No, he can't carry on. So he's taken the choice out of our hands. What we'll do is we'll bring on Bazza and we'll drop Davidson into attacking midfield. If he can score another goal and completely redeem himself for conceding, in my opinion, that first one, then happy days. But I don't want to make any changes because we've been okay. Although Loudon now picks up a knock, we'll bring on Ferguson. Loudon's a decent player, but you know he's not that influential. The fact that we keep him out there, even though he's struggling. Obviously, if this is settled on away goals, I'll be gutted. Ferguson. It's offside. It's offside. It's offside. I thought that was the winner, Burns again, but he was just marching the offside, was it? I don't usually see a replay for offsides, but we're going to see this one. This is the man. Is it? No, where's Burnsy? There he is. He's well offside. He's well off. Great call. Great call. It's end of 90 minutes. There are no away goals. We crack on. Unfortunately, we have all the... Well, one. Sub left. Let's say... You've played well out there and you consider yourselves unlucky not to be winning. I think that's fair. We could be winning. I think what we do is we bring on Linton for Wilson. I'm not even using my normal tactics screen. That's how tense I am. We've set up a grandstand finish and Stokes heads away. It's going to be gutting, isn't it? You know it and I know it. This isn't going to go our way. They've just got better quality in reserve and they're going to take this away from us. MacArthur. finds Davidson, who goes out right to Ferguson, who just manages to keep it in. MacArthur, a lot of these players we signed in League Two. Ross Davidson, Josh Davidson, I know you scored, but mate, good lord, be a bit aware. See, with boss possession, 63% again. Ooh. I mean, they've committed 21 fouls, referee. Send someone off. Even it up a bit. Take them down to 9 men. I reckon we've got a game on our hands. That's a diagonal pass, but Curry, it goes all the way through to him. And we have a chance to build from the back. 97 minutes, so we're still inside the first 10 minutes of extra time. Oh, McCluskey finds himself free on this right side. Davidson, not far away. Ross Davidson almost bursts the net with another one. Parrish goes with this goal kick. It's happening thick and fast. Linton brings it down now. McKendry goes back to Curry. What's happening here then? Marsh finds Stokes to MacArthur. Goes to Ferguson. We haven't really got McCluskey involved too much in a shooting capacity. It would be nice to see him grab a goal, maybe. He's in with a goal! Sunday McCluskey, his final game for the club, and he gives us the lead. We have the lead over Championship Wraith, and suddenly, if this stays as it is, we're one promotion away from the Scottish Prem. McCluskey, I'm just saying how he's not really had the opportunity to strike on goal. He had that one in the first half that he ballooned over the crossbar. But this time, he does find an opening, and Davidson just chips it beyond the defence. And this is what McCluskey does so well. He doesn't panic, and he's a beautiful number 9. I hope to play with him again. I've got my Sandy McCluskey shirt. If you haven't seen it, it's on Twitter. Chance straight from kickoff. Well, you have the euphoria, the highs, and then the lows, don't you? And they're in. It's not quite a diagonal, but it is a diagonal. They're going to cross and score near post. There it is. Oh, it's off the post. We have a reprieve. Right, lads, come on, tighten it up. We've got 5 minutes to go to and that's not even going to make it that far. That's a terrible pass from Burns, and that's a terrible pass from Leon, to Leon, but he gets away, or Lyon. It's probably not Leon. He's probably not the French Lyonnais. We're losing the ball in key areas, and we've given away a penalty. The man I said never makes a mistake, Dylan McKendry, gives away a penalty. And we've only been in ahead for a short while. But Curry saves! And it's all going our way! We've only got a few minutes to half time. Can we cling on? And we've got a silver goal. Silver goal, ref. I suggest we introduce it immediately. Burns, Davidson, the man who does great things or bad things. That's a great thing. It's a penalty for Clyde now. This game is incredible. I should have made a highlights package just to this one on its own. Linton. He's missed a few, but he scores this one. 5-1 on the night. 5-3 on aggregate. We have breathing space. It's not done yet, but we have all the game now to bottle. And we've got a second half of extra time to come, but 15 minutes is going to seem like an absolute age. This has been an incredible end to an incredible season, you've got to say. Regardless of what happens now, we've got players walking dead out there. I don't think we have the opportunity to make a forced sub. They haven't, so I'll assume that we can't. But my word, 15 minutes now to absolutely bite your nails over as a Clyde fan. We could be on the borders of the championship here. And McCluskey's in, is he? No, he's put that over the crossbar. He probably should have done better. That was our fourth clear-cut chance of the game. But we don't take it. There's 10 minutes to go. I can't stop talking. Almost 5. I want it to be over. Just over. End it. They're not going to score 2 now, are they? They might do. Scott Linton. Find Sean Burns to Gabaza. Oh, that's not a great ball. Parrish. Win this. Win that. We don't win that. We win it enough. Stokes. Marshy, what are you doing, son? Here we go. MacArthur. Just Rosed. Burst the ball. Ref might not have another one. Bazza finds Ferguson on this right side. Another goal wins it for sure. McCluskey's the man, the target. Stokes, we've got Burnsy out on this left side. Bazza, right to Ferguson. Tackled, and that could be a chance. Now look at this. They've got 3-on-2. Johnston brings it away. And he goes for that diagonal pass. It's the pass that wins it all the time, and it's a goal for Wraith. And suddenly, it's 5-2 on the night, 5-4 with a minute and a half-ish to play. And suddenly, you panic, and I'm panicking. I think we're going to just, while this is going on, try and tell the lads to tighten up. It's this diagonal ball every single time. That ball there, that into not quite the channel. I know Blair's saved a penalty, but you'd almost hope that he could do better than that. And we picked up another injury. Davidson goes off. We'll finish the game with just 9 men. Or 10 men even. Surely that's it. Surely, referee. That'll do it. Don't. Oh, are you joking? They've scored in the second minute of added on time from what, referee? An incisive breakaway. You are joking me, ref. Why are we still playing this game? I know we've had an injury, but there's no way that took that length of time to get him off. An absolute calamity in the central defence here as well. We should have dealt with this. It's a tackle. And our tackle megs our player, and Doherty's in, and he's not going to make a mistake from there. I am absolutely gutted, and we're still playing, ref. What are you doing, son? You're a joke. You're a joke to your profession. And we go to penalties. I've had the ecstasy of being so close to winning this tie. But no, the referee decided we were going to play an extra 5 minutes of added on time in extra time. Linton scores the first penalty. It's normal alternating kicks. I'm absolutely gutted. I'm fuming, in all honesty. The fact that we had to finish that game. Oh, I thought Blair got that one. It's just not written for us. When you lose a lead like that in the last 2 minutes of the game, you just know it's not for you. I just can't see it. We're ahead though. Bazza puts us ahead 2-1 after 2 and a bit rounds. Johnston here completes the second round, scores. So it's 2-2 after 2 penalties each. Oh dear. Oh, you think you're there, and then it's the hope that kills you. Ferguson hits the crossbar of all things, and there it is. That's going to be the one. Antianazzi will take this one. I'm sure he'll put it away. We've been the better team tonight. We deserved the game. Burr steps out of the way, and Wraith take the advantage after 3 penalties each, 2-3. McCluskey, his final game for the club. I thought he'd scored a winner. Sandy McCluskey blazes it over the crossbar. Not the way he'll want to be remembered, and not the way we'll remember him. But this is a goal now to win it for Wraith. They don't deserve to win it. They managed to snatch something in the final minute of a game when there shouldn't have been any extra time added on. I'd be interested to know how long that Ross Davidson was down for, but I don't think it was that long. And King puts it away. We stay in League One. We shouldn't be in League One. We deserve to be promoted in those playoffs. I'm absolutely gutted. A 1-9 and a 1-2-2 when there was only a minute supposed to be added on. What can you say about that? Absolutely fuming. It was a fine performance and a deserving performance of a win. If we'd had the 11 men, we might have stayed in it. It's absolutely gutting to throw it away like that, and a bit of a bottle job, you have to say. We deserve to win the game. Absolutely gutting. Absolutely gutting. We should have been able to see that one out, but injuries, stubbed toe and a bruised ankle for Davison. Bruised ankle again. He didn't have to go off with a bruised ankle. He could have stayed up. But no, it is to be. We stay in League One. Not bad. I didn't even check the attendance. I was so distracted with all that playoff nonsense. 3,200, although boosted by 2,000 Wraith fans, as you'd expect. Lucky Wraith. Unfortunate for us. I've heard many people say FM isn't scripted, but, well, it's hard to see past it when you get that kind of stuff. You just wonder if it was the other way around, would you get that extra time? You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? You'd like to think so. I think at this stage we just have to say thank you very much to Sandy McCluskey. Obviously, he did miss that penalty late on, but 42 goals in 77 games, 18 years of age, leaves us with the absolute best wishes and good luck with him at Hibernian. I don't think he'll be a great success there in terms of playing time, so it might be that we get to see him again, even if we're not... Obviously, we're not going to be at Hibs, they turned me down, but wherever we go next, because I have to think about my future now, Yeah, maybe we get Sandy again somewhere else on loan, or maybe we just buy him outright. But he leaves the club with his head held high, a great player and a great ambassador for the club, captain, as it actually is. An under-19 international as well now, so we'll see what the future brings for Sandy. Certainly a great prospect in my opinion. I'd be picking him up if I was managing in the Prem. I think he's just got a lot of potential and just, he's a bit raw. But 26 league goals this season, you take that gamble at 18. Fantastic. Right, so what we'll do then is we'll look to assess the situation. I'll keep you updated on the Twitters. Do follow me at Knock It Wide, of course. As to where we go next. Do we stay? Do we move? Should I stay or should I go? Let me know in the comments. What would you do? At this stage, Clyde, obviously we've got another big season coming up. If we do stay at the club, it's another League One campaign, regrettably. But it's we're not one of the relegation fodder now. We're perhaps one of the bigger sides. We're starting to turn the corner in terms of establish ourselves in this division. It'll be third season at this level for the club. But is it a season that I take on, or is it a season that we pass it on and move on to a different club, even if it means we're unemployed for a little while? Do let me know in the comments. I'll keep an eye on them, and I need to get back on top of my comments. I do try and reply to each one, but it's been a little bit difficult the last few weeks due to connectivity issues with all sorts of nonsense. But yeah, do pop a like on the video. We almost made it. We there? We almost made it to the Scottish Championship, beaten just at the absolute last. But what an exciting episode to finish the season. I'm sure you'll agree. I mean, it's gone on quite a long time. What are we at? 57 minutes. Good Lord. I'll cut a lot of that down, so when you probably watch this back, it won't be 57 minutes. And good luck. Well done if you've made it this far. Do pop a comment on and let me know that you got. Tell me what your favourite fruit is, and then I'll know you got to this stage of the video. All right then. Right. So I'll see you next season. It'll be our 4th season. Is that right? No, 5th. What year is this? It'll be a first season premiere. Yeah. So 4th season. Yeah. No, this is our 4th season. 4 seasons. That's what we'll call it. So I'll see you again in the 4th season. As I say, do pop a like on there and subscribe to the channel for far more content coming very soon. I'll see you again on that very next video next season. Goodbye.